What's up, cat lovers? Christian Taylor here, helping you understand your cats. Today we're going to get your cats to stop tearing your furniture apart. I've done a video previously, but that was to cut your cat's nails and stop them from damaging it, but that doesn't necessarily stop them from actually clawing at your furniture anyway. The thing is with cats, the need to sharpen their claws is primal. You know, it's built into them. They look around for the best thing to be able to sharpen. They use it for defense. They use it to be able to eat and all those sort of things. So they're not looking around your room trying to be a dick and going, well, what's expensive? They don't have this concept of money. They don't look at it and go, well, a lounge is expensive. That's going to annoy them the most, so let me use those. So when they're looking around your lounge room and trying all the different bits and pieces, at the start, they've found that the lounge chair for them is the best thing that they can find to sharpen their nails. That's why they've kind of chosen it in the first place. So what we actually need to do is be able to give them an alternative, give them something else that is better than the lounge. And yes, originally maybe that was the only thing they might have. You've given them alternatives, but it's formed more of a habit. What we want to do is we want to give them better alternatives in the room and in front of or around where the habit is actually formed. To do that, you want to be able to place scratching posts that you've chosen for them or that they prefer in front of where they normally scratch. You're trying to interrupt that behavior of going to the lounge to actually claw on it. So when you put it in front of it, they'll go there, they'll try to actually scratch on it and realize that something's in the way. And preferably that's their favorite scratching apparatus that they actually like, their favorite scratching post, and instead of going in that spot, it'll still be there, but in front of it you'll have a scratching post, and that will start to get them to move away from using your actual lounge. And it's the same if it's on top of the lounge. You get some of those cardboard ones and stick on the top there when you're not sitting on it, so that they can actually come over, and when they go to do their scratching, it's in the way. Therefore they're actually using the new device. As they start to get used to it, probably for 1 or 2 weeks, and you can start to move it to another place in the actual room. If they go back to the lounge, then you need to put it back there and have it there for a longer period of time. So that's the main thing that they go for. You want them to be using that alternative scratching post rather than your lounge chair. As an extra alternative, you can use other things on your lounge chair that helps deter them. So if you're going to cover a part that is difficult to get to, or just behind where the scratching post is, you can put foil. Foil is a really good way. They don't particularly like it, and it crinkles and that sort of thing. You can wrap it around that. The other thing would be to try some double-sided sticky tape around it. The ones that doesn't damage your lounge, because they don't like the sticky. I understand that with them, but the sticky gets stuck on their fur and they don't like it, and as soon as they touch it, that'll defer them across onto their scratching post as well. The final thing you want to do is control the environment. If they're always got access to the lounge and you can't stop them when they do go to scratch on the lounge chair, then that's going to be a habit that's always going to be there. So while you're moving them onto a new subject, you want to be able to move them into a room that is controlled. So for me, I always set up my bathroom. That's my go-to thing. Bathroom, a laundry, or a room that doesn't have furniture is a really good thing. I set the bathroom up like this. They have a scratching post here, but there's no other furniture that they can really scratch on. This is great because there's no alternative for them to actually use the scratching post. You want to keep them in that environment when you're not able to monitor and restrict them from scratching on the actual lounge chair. So when you're in your lounge room, let them out so you can actually have them interacting with the lounge chair and stuff like that. But the moment they go to scratch on it, if it's not on the actual post next to where they would normally scratch, stop them. And you can stop them from voice, hey, don't do that. This is going to help you interrupt that habit, and in a controlled way, and will drastically reduce the amount of time it's going to take. Now, if they've been doing it for a long period of time, using your lounge, it's going to take time and patience. Habits, once they're formed, are much harder to break. They're not impossible to break. It just means that you're going to have some patience and be very consistent. Consistency is key when you're trying to break a habit. We all get tired and we all get exhausted of trying to do things in life, and we let things slip. There'll be a day where you're tired and you're like, oh, look, I've been really good stopping them from doing it, but today I just couldn't be bothered. No, you have to always keep that consistency. Because the moment that you don't, they're like, well, I can or I can't. And it brings confusion into the entire situation. And then they'll either know when they're allowed to and when they're not. You've got to be consistent. When you make that call to, I'm going to stop them from doing it, always be consistent. Have patience with it. It could take a little while depending on how long your cat has been doing it for. Just stick with it. It's going to work. The more you can isolate them into a room of all of their own where they don't have furniture, and then only allow them in with the furniture and control that, the faster the whole process will actually take. That's why we do that. It speeds up the entire process because you're around then to be able to stop them from doing it. Once they then get onto the new scratching posts, you can start to move them around the room. You always want to try to give them great alternatives than the lounge. You can see here I've got a little footstool which I have the sisal rope on. Over on the side here we have an entire tower. Say hello, hello. Nope, sleeping time. Here we have the cardboard ones. Once your cats are over onto it, you're not going to need to use all of them. I keep them around because I foster kittens, so I want them to have as many different opportunities to scratch on good stuff that I don't care about than on the lounge or furniture that I do care about. My cats have never been the chance to claw on the lounge, so that habit has never actually been formed. So I could just have one scratching post in the room and they would only use that and wouldn't use the lounge chair. I hope you've enjoyed the video. I hope it's been helpful. If you found it useful, hit that like button. If you think someone else would be able to learn from it, hit that share button. Subscribe for more content. If you have an issue you'd like me to talk about, hit a comment below and I'll try to make a video about it and help you guys out as much as I can. That's it for me now. Meow for now.